There's a kid who made his parents $34 million before he could tie his own shoelaces, and right now, their entire empire is burning to the ground. And honestly, it's about damn time. This is the story of Ryan Kaji and how two parents turned their toddler into a human cash cow, built a billion-dollar brand on his childhood, and are now watching it all collapse in the most satisfying way possible. Back in 2015, Shion and Luan Kaji in Texas decide their 3-year-old opening toy boxes is peak entertainment. Just a camera, some toys, and a kid who can barely form complete sentences. Within 18 months, the channel explodes. By 2018, Ryan Kaji becomes the highest paid person on YouTube. Not the highest paid child, the highest paid person, $26 million in a single year. He's 7 years old. Most kids that age are worried about spelling tests. Ryan's worried about being the family's primary income source. His parents see the money flooding in and quit their actual jobs faster than you can say child labor laws. Luan walks away from teaching high school chemistry. Shion ditches his structural engineering career. They go full-time Ryan's World content farmers. They form Sunlight Entertainment, hire a 30-person production crew, and basically turn their house into a content factory with Ryan as the star employee. Except here's the fun part. Ryan wasn't exactly in a position to negotiate contracts or ask for bathroom breaks. But that didn't matter to his parents because the checks kept clearing. By 2019, Ryan's face is plastered on everything from Walmart toys to Colgate toothpaste. The kid gets his own Macy's parade balloon. They built a billion-dollar brand on shoulders that were still growing. Not to mention Ryan was doing this while still learning his times tables. But even back then, people were side-eyeing this whole operation harder than a suspicious TikTok dance trend. Critics weren't just throwing shade, they were launching full solar eclipses. The FTC launched an investigation because apparently turning your living room into a 24/7 advertisement disguised as playtime raises some eyebrows. Who would have thought, right? Consumer advocates accused them of deceiving millions of kids with ads that looked like regular content. It's almost like preschoolers can't tell the difference between Ryan loves this toy and Ryan's getting paid to love this toy. The family even had to rebrand from Ryan Toys Review to Ryan's World to make it sound less commercial. That's like calling a casino a fun money adventure center. Same energy, different packaging. But the sponsored content kept flowing because apparently ethics don't pay the bills like overworking Ryan does. And speaking of overworking, let's talk numbers. Ryan was filming up to 25 segments every single week across multiple channels. 25. That's more content than most adult YouTubers produce in months. And this kid was still learning multiplication tables. Every aspect of his life became monetized entertainment. Family vlogs, science experiments, daily routines. The boy couldn't brush his teeth without it becoming content. His entire childhood was content. And the worst part? No laws protected Ryan's earnings the way they protect child actors in Hollywood. All that money, every single dollar, legally belonged to mommy and daddy. Hollywood said, let's protect children. YouTube said, nah, we're good. So while Ryan was out here being the family breadwinner, his parents were holding the bread, the butter, and probably the entire grocery store. But karma doesn't forget addresses. And it definitely doesn't skip YouTube channels. Fast forward to today, and the Kaji empire is collapsing harder than a Jenga tower in an earthquake. Remember when Ryan's World was pulling in over 1 billion views per video? Those days are deader than flip phones. New videos now struggle to break 100,000 views. We're talking about a 70% drop in viewership. For a channel this size, that's not a decline. That's a free fall with no parachute. The reasons are both obvious and satisfying. Ryan grew up, and so did his audience. The 5-year-olds who used to worship him are now preteens who think the same content his parents are forcing him to make is cringe. Meanwhile, new toddlers aren't interested in watching a teenager pretend to be excited about toys. It's like watching your older brother play with action figures. Awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. But wait, it gets even worse for Ryan's parents. YouTube changed its algorithm after the COPPA crackdown, and suddenly channels featuring kids weren't getting the royal treatment anymore. The result? Luan herself admitted they lost 70% of their income practically overnight. Again, 70%. That's not a pay cut. That's financial amputation. And just when you thought Ryan's parents couldn't dig themselves a deeper hole, they decided to make a movie. Ryan's World the Movie, Titan Universe Adventure. Sounds epic, right? Yeah, no, this cinematic masterpiece managed to gross a whopping $624,000 against a $10 million budget. They lost nearly $9.5 million on what was essentially a very expensive home video. Theaters were emptier than a Logan Paul apology, and by the third weekend, indie films nobody had heard of were outgrossing Ryan's Hollywood debut. The movie flopped so hard, you could hear the echo in empty theaters. And honestly, it's poetic justice that this project, which was clearly a quick money grab, ended up accelerating their downfall instead. Because here's where the story gets really dark. As Ryan started showing signs of being over the whole YouTube thing, appearing tired, reluctant, speaking in flat tones like he'd rather be literally anywhere else, his parents made a move that would make even the greediest stage parents blush. They started pushing his younger twin sisters, Emma and Kate, into the spotlight. The girls, who are only 7 years old, now have their own animation series and are increasingly featured in family content. It's like watching someone finish draining one well and then immediately start digging another. The internet's reaction was absolute disgust. Comments like, "Ryan made his parents $34 million and now they're exploiting his baby sisters," started flooding social media. The public opinion shift has been brutal and well-deserved. People are finally seeing the Kajis for what they always were: two adults who monetized their children's innocence and called it family content. The fact that multiple states have rushed to pass kidfluencer laws requiring parents to set aside earnings for their children is basically society admitting the Kaji model was exploitation all along. Even recent interviews with the family have been particularly telling. When Ryan appeared on a podcast, viewers noticed how uncomfortable he looked, how little he spoke, and how his parents did most of the talking. Comments poured in predicting a future Netflix documentary about how his parents robbed him blind. People are literally counting down the years until Ryan turns 18 and can tell his real story. But as of now, the Kajis are desperately trying to keep their sinking ship afloat. They're recycling old footage of younger Ryan, using his face in thumbnails for videos he barely appears in, and pushing the twins harder than a Black Friday sale. But the writing's on the wall. By the time Ryan's 18 and the twins are 12, this whole operation will finally collapse under its own greed. And you know what? Good. The fall of Ryan's World isn't just karma. It's a cautionary tale about what happens when you build an empire on a child's back. The Kajis turned their son into the most famous kid on the internet. But in doing so, they also guaranteed their own downfall. They still have money. They've got their Hawaiian mansion and product lines, but their golden goose is cooked. Their reputation is in shambles, and their legacy will forever be those parents who used their kid for YouTube fame. The gravy train has officially derailed, and honestly, it couldn't have happened to more deserving people. So here's to Ryan Kaji. May he finally get the normal teenage years he deserves. And here's to his parents. May they enjoy watching their empire crumble from the mansion their son's childhood bought them. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting karma do its job. And in this case, karma is working overtime. Drop your thoughts in the comments about what you think Ryan will say when he finally turns 18 and can speak freely.